The Dragon Ball Z Budokai series is a very nostalgic series for many of us old heads. I was gonna insert a meme here about trying to play games to drown out the noises of your parents arguing, but when I looked that up, yeah, I found a lot of things. Are y'all okay? Do y'all need group therapy? Anyways, besides that, I will say that I personally didn't have deep memories over the Budokai saga because all of them released one right after the other in North America, which would have meant that I would have been around the ages of 2 to 5 when they were initially released. That's not to say I don't have memories of playing them, because I do, but I think me actually playing them on the channel itself made a huge difference because, for one, I definitely feel much older because I used to be able to play games for the whole day, and recording some of these videos for hours actually took a lot out of me. And for two, I felt more connected to the series since I was actually looking at the difference between the games and could recall what those differences were since the games were fresh in my mind. To discuss each game, I am going to divide this up into 5 different categories. I won't stay on any category too long, but I think this will cover everything regarding the games and what made them good and maybe not so good. These categories will be storyline, gameplay, characters to use, how the game looked, other modes the game had available, and what if ability. The storyline is just about the basic storyline the game presented us, from the Saiyan saga, Frieza saga, Android/Cell saga, to the Majin Buu saga. For gameplay, I'll talk about how the game felt playing and what I found interesting about it. Characters to use is basically just the roster and going over who is in it. How the game looked will more so talk about the stylization rather than the graphic quality itself. Other modes will be about all of the other modes other than the story mode, and I'll briefly go over them as well. And finally, the what if ability, which is about what the game did to not only make itself different, but how it implemented new elements of the story that made it different than the usual story. With that said, let's get into it and examine these games retrospectively. Budokai 1. I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to pure story,
Oh, just kidding.
I'm just kidding with y'all. Budokai honestly takes the cake for me here. I'm not sure if it was the weird expression on these very polygonal 3D models that did it for me.
So, what beauty saying is it? You mock me?
Or the fact that you could almost feel the emotion during the cutscenes.
It's over! Frieza!
That was good. That's the yelling I need. But the Budokai 1 game is probably the most faithful to the story and how it presents it. That is, of course, if you leave out the Buu saga and just forget it ever existed. Besides that though, this was probably the game I enjoyed the story the most. The gameplay, okay, this one I'm gonna be honest about, was a bit of the opposite for me. Look, I don't know if it's because I simply sucked at combos in the game, or if it was because it took until the 3rd game to figure out how to do things beyond simple punches and super attacks, but I could definitely feel that the gameplay was dated.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Which does make sense for almost all of these games anyway, since they were over 20 years old after all. Not to say that I didn't enjoy beating the hell up of Cell Juniors with Gohan, but there were just certain fights like the Frieza fight with Goku that definitely got me salty. Dang, okay. Frieza's not messing around. Come on now. Dang it. Easily, or I can be knocked out easily, but you can't be knocked out of your forms easier. Oh, there we go. I knocked you freaking to your first form, Frieza. How does that feel? Oh my god. Why are you actually tougher? What the hell? That's crazy. Keeping in mind that the game came out without the Majin Buu saga, already we know that all of those characters won't be in the game. Interestingly enough though, this game was the only one out of the 3 to feature Android 19 as well as Zarbon and Dodori in it. I couldn't fully tell you why they didn't make the cut into the other games, but I was glad to see them at least playable in the first game. Besides that, we essentially only had the Z Fighters, the 3 Saiyans from the Saiyan Saga, Android 16 through 19, Frieza and the Ginyu Force alongside Zarbon and Dodoria, and then Cell and Hercule as playable characters. The 3D models honestly had a charm to them, I must admit. Yes, they did look very polygonal as mentioned, but come on, this is a 2002 game we're talking about here. Stop being a graphics hog and just enjoy the game. Lord. In all seriousness though, I did enjoy the models, and of course I am biased since I was able to up the graphics on it, but the game honestly had the essence of Dragon Ball to it. There's not too much to say regarding the other modes, because you had your standard duel mode, which meant you could fight an AI or another player, practice with the other characters. The World Tournament, which you would go up against multiple AI controlled characters and try to claim victory over all of them. And also, dun, 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 the Legend of Hercule. This is like the major what if right now. Oh my god, look how hard that goes.
Give it your all and take them down quickly.
Oh my god, this goes hard though, what the hell? Okay guys, I'm gonna be so honest about this. This game mode was incredible! Okay, seriously though, for this being like a hidden mode, I had such a blast with it, and it made me realize that Hercule was kinda low-key OP in the original Budokai game. I still can't get over how sassy he was in that mode. Who's left? Oh.
It's just you and me. What the? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're gonna gang up against me, huh? Well, I'll show you cheeky bugs. I'll floor the lot of you.
He's speaking off script. There were a total of 3 episodes for each of the sagas that represented a what-if story, and they were all done with charm attached to them. You could see Vegeta going Super Saiyan after essentially killing Goku, Gohan, and Krillin.
I kidnap a noble warrior's death. It was what he deserved. He was a Saiyan!
Why are you so... What? See Frieza actually get his wish and head to Earth to destroy it.
I might as well spend my time wisely and destroy the Earthling's precious little blue planet.
There would be no one to stop Frieza at that point. And see Cell absorb Krillin and get defeated by Tien.
You're done.
You're done. He's actually dead after that. While not too much other than those, I am glad we were able to see something new, and these 3 might have been the trailblazers for the future games to actually commit to what-if stories within the games. With all that said, you would think that the second game would essentially be the first game just expanded upon, right? Yeah, you couldn't be further from the reality of it. Instead of story mode, this is now called Dragon World, which might make sense because I honestly can't even begin to tell you about the story because it's genuinely all over the place. In a good way, though, I suppose. It was just so out of left field that I was surprised at every new interaction. That's why I'm combining this and the what if ability category together, because this whole storyline is just basically one big cluster. Fun. Yeah. The story has a lot of charm to it though, because what other game are you going to see Frieza and Cell possessed by Babidi, and also Frieza and Cell being absorbed by Majin Buu? Bro, this is the what if I'm talking about right here. Oh my god. What is that? That is abomination to society. That to me alone makes me enjoy this game. I'm not sure if this was just me gradually sucking more as time went on, but besides Tien and Supreme Kai, I had trouble navigating these characters. Something about the movement of the characters and the combos had me struggling against many of these fights, especially the last one with Kid Buu. That fight was insane. If I didn't have full bars, which are essentially the number of tries you can have in this game, I definitely would have lost. Nice. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's done.
Guys, I did not think I was going to be able to do that. This was on easy. I want to remind y'all, this was on easy. So, for that reason,
I'm out.
I must say the gameplay, along with just how repetitive it was in nature, kind of made it lackluster to me. This game had all of the past characters to play as, except for some reason, this one is missing Kid Gohan? Huh? I'm not too sure about that either. And of course, Android 19 and Zarbon and Dodoria as mentioned. But now with the addition of the Majin Buu saga in this game, we now get to play as Goten, Adult Gohan, Kid Trunks, Videl, Supreme Kai, Deborah, Majin Buu, Super Buu, and Kid Buu, and for some reason we can actually play as Dr. Gero now. So as far as rosters go, it's fairly basic but complete for a Dragon Ball game. I'm pretty sure somewhere in my video where I posted Budokai 2 for my Let's Play, I explicitly stated that this game looked like Mario Party but Dragon Ball. What is this? Okay, I can see why people are saying that this is weird. What? Okay, so this is like a board game. This reminds me of like Mario Party or some crap like that. Here's the thing though, I feel like if this was a multiplayer game, I would have had an absolute blast with it. Using it in a single player mode like this just feels a bit odd. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I'm going to get absolutely decimated in the comment section for not exactly vibing with this. Don't get me wrong, it did add elements of unpredictability and certainly was fun for me at times too. I think for me, it just started to get very repetitive near the end as I wanted to just get into the fights and get them over with. Speaking of which, I did like how characters were introduced right before fights. That's what would tempt me to run into characters I didn't even need to fight, just so I could hear their dialogue. Okay, well let's just take on Gero now. Let's see what he's gonna say. You're like, oh my god, you defeated them? Let's go. Oh, he is a little worried.
To think that the Cyber Rangers could be defeated.
Bro.
Okay, now it's your turn. Brace yourself.
Yeah, come on now.
You're the one who should brace yourself, Goku.
Come on, old man. I don't got time for you. The modes here are fairly basic, to be honest. Dueling, training, which is just what practice mode was, and World Tournament make a comeback, but now we have Babidi's spaceship as well, which is actually reminiscent to me of Mortal Kombat's towers, almost, as you would fight characters to build up ki and unlock Babidi-related skill capsules. I didn't personally play this because, well, I didn't unlock it, but it looked fun and I could see someone sinking a lot of hours into this. While this game didn't exactly tickle my pickle,
Pause.
fully, I do love the creative liberties it took here and I still had fun with it. Definitely was so awesome to see Buu absorb Frieza and Cell and see what they would look like. We need more creative fusions and absorptions like this in future games, to be honest. Dragon Universe is the name of this one. Bro, if you want to talk content, look no further than Budokai 3. You can play as Goku, Vegeta, Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, Adult Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, and weirdly enough, Oob and Broly, and play through storylines containing them as the main character. The last two are the most interesting because you actually get more of Oob's story past the ending of Z, and for Broly, well, you just feel like an indestructible monster. Wait, watch him say it.
Monster.
Oh.
You are wrong. I am a god.
Well, there's the someone got a little cockier this time around. Okay, someone got a little bit cockier. Main characters like Goku and Vegeta had the longest story, while others like Yamcha and Tien were fairly short, but that content made this the longest Budokai game out of the trilogy and expanded upon characters other than just Goku, which I really liked. At this point, you know the drill. The game is very similar to the last ones, but I felt like the combos were much easier to do here. I'm not sure if this was just because I was sucking less and actually could use ultimate moves, but the game felt a little more lenient when it came to fighting. Other than that, you can go around with whatever character you were controlling and find spots to land in that area, which could range from fights to picking up items like the Dragon Radar. This was initially fun for me, but like the board game from the last time, it definitely got very repetitive as time went on. If it wasn't for one specific thing that kept me looking around that I'll get into later. Besides Zarbon, Dodoria, and Android 19, this game had all of the past characters and then some. It had the most variety when it comes to characters in sagas so far, with characters like Cyberman, Cell Jr., Bardock, Cooler, Broly, Omega Shenron, Oob, Kid Goku, Gotenks, Gogeta, and Vegeta now being playable. Kid Goku and Omega Shenron were huge surprises for me, considering we didn't have any Dragon Ball or GT content in this game necessarily, but it was still appreciated and cool to see them regardless. I really like how the game looked in overworld maps, despite of course with the environments getting repetitive over time. I do think that the dialogues before the fights were definitely downgraded, since now we only have PNGs and text boxes talking, but hey, as a somewhat, but not really, PNG tuber telling you this, I'd be kind of hypocritical saying that. Still, that didn't stop me from enjoying the really cool ultimate moves this game had to offer that I thought looked better than all of the previous games. Very similar to the last game, but instead of a ladder mode like Bobbity Spaceship, Dragon Arena was introduced here, where you could pick which characters you'd like to fight, and they would increasingly get harder as their levels went up. I really didn't play much of this mode, but it was still cool to see. Still, I really wish we had another Hercule mode just to beat the crap out of everything with the champ.
The way of Hercule. It's the only way for a true tough as nails warrior. And there's only one way to get it. Right here. In a limited edition of 100 copies, personally signed by yours truly. So order now, because when they're gone, they're gone. Yeah.
This is so dumb. I love it, but this is so dumb. Okay, honestly, I made this category for this game specifically because, dude, this game has the most hidden what ifs known to man, I swear. But they are so cool once you find them. If you only played through the story once, you probably wouldn't even know what I'm talking about and wouldn't even find much. But I thoroughly enjoyed the dialogue, like seeing Vegeta getting flustered when meeting Bulma for the first time. An old man and a turtle all hiding in a shack. I never knew Saiyans were so... Here we go, we're so handsome. What? She's only saying that to avoid capture. But why is my heart thumping? Naturally. Ain't no way! Ain't no way. That's funny. Now I see why the dialogue was made simple like this, so they could do more stuff like this. Going through the game again with characters would net you different outcomes and fights you couldn't access the first time. I only played again with Goku to unlock Oob and Broly for story mode, but I wager you could do this with any character in Dragon Universe. Fighting Cooler on Planet Namek as well as Super Saiyan Vegeta was so cool, and now I'm tempted to play this again as the different characters just to see what new routes I could unlock. Overall, I know it seems like I definitely glazed the first game more than anything and trashed the second one, with the third being something in the middle of this weird Goldilocks trio, but I honestly had fun with all of these games in their own way. They all offered something unique to the table, and I'm actually very glad that they weren't just all simple retellings of the story with more characters added with a little bit more graphical advancement, because we've seen that a little bit too much time and time again with a lot of other Dragon Ball games. I feel like that would have been just really boring after a while. Looking back on these games, they honestly had a huge influence on modern day Dragon Ball games, especially on games like Xenoverse for the what if ability and Fighter Z for the fighting style. With these games being the first... Okay, I get it. Okay, I know, they weren't the first. Chill, bro, chill. Okay, let me go back. With these games being some of the first to hit different areas like North America, I think it's safe to say that these games paved a way for Dragon Ball games to be as influential as they are now, and is a big reason why we are all hyped for Sparking Zero. Thank you all so much for watching this. I know I haven't done a video like this in a long time, but hey, if y'all liked it, please do like the video, and if you disliked it, feel free to dislike it too. Comment what you really liked down below about it, just so I have an idea of what I should be doing for stuff like this in the future. But I will definitely tell y'all, videos like this do take quite a bit to make. Not exactly, you know, I think this is like a 20-ish minute recording, so it shouldn't be too bad, but still, you know, just, it definitely takes a lot of editing. So I will definitely keep trying to make these when I can, especially these retrospective videos. They are actually pretty fun to make, not gonna lie. But yes, definitely let me know down in the comments below what you liked about it, what you think I could have done differently, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much, and I will see all of you on the next video or stream. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.